Hey everybody, it's Animac here, and we've got some big news for you guys. The first piece of news is that we are now making Rant Cafe available as an audio podcast across various platforms so that you can listen to Rant Cafe wherever you get your podcasts. As of this episode, we are officially available on Spotify and SoundCloud, and we are currently waiting for approval from iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. I'll put the links in the description if you want to listen to us there, and if you're a fan of the show, feel free to like, follow, and rate the show across the different platforms. This episode will be the first official episode available as a podcast, and even though this is technically episode 110, we are calling it episode 1.1 so as not to confuse the podcast-only listeners who don't know about the Twitch and YouTube channels. The second news is that we have now created a dedicated Rant Cafe Twitch channel. We will still be streaming Rant Cafe live on the AnimeUproar Twitch for now, but we will be hosting after parties right after the show on the new Rant Cafe channel. If we get enough followers on the Rant Cafe channel, we will commit to streaming more than once a week. And on top of the regular Rant Cafe, we will have at least 2 other streams every week talking about everything from anime and manga to how to become a successful YouTuber and much more. Our goal is to reach 5,000 followers on the new Rant Cafe Twitch channel in order to unlock the extra weekly streams. Don't forget that we will still be streaming and collabing on the AnimeUproar and Beastly Briggs Twitch channels as well, so if you're a Rant Cafe fan, be sure to follow all 3 channels, links in the description. Hello everyone and welcome to our Rant Cafe anime podcast. I'm Animac from the YouTube and Twitch channel AnimeUproar, and this is a podcast that we do on a weekly basis where we talk about various things in the world of anime, and we have other YouTubers and anime connoisseurs as guests. We host these things live on Twitch as well every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/AnimeUproar, also Twitch.tv/RantCafe. Joining me today, we have a YouTuber called Lost Pause.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? What's crap? My voice. I'm sick. Sorry.
Welcome, man. We love you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Get well soon. We also
He is
have
both an anime YouTuber and an anime connoisseur.
and the gentleman talking right now is
side by side.
What?
How can you not? Can't you be? If you're an anime YouTuber, you have to consume some anime. Like,
Well, I guess, but that's an anime consumer.
connoisseur.
A connoisseur. It's a higher level of being.
Oh, okay, man. Okay.
staying on track here. The other guy that's jumping in randomly and talking is NuxTaku. Hello, Nux.
Hello, it is I, NuxTaku, from the NuxTaku YouTube channel, which you probably wouldn't have guessed from my name. Definitely not clearly associated without me spelling it out for you.
No, yeah, we get it, bro. We love you. Also joining with us, the 2 people that we haven't heard from yet. Hiding in Public.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you. From the YouTube channel, Hiding in Public. And we have Briggs from the YouTube channel, All Day Anime. Hey, Briggs.
Hey, I'm the only person. Actually, never mind. Noble as well. I was going to say I was the only person whose name is not their channel. But
There you go, man.
hey, it's always cool to be here, guys.
Yeah.
We're hipster.
Pleasure to have you all. Appreciate spending time with you.
This is way too official. Let's do this. Come on.
Fine, let's do it. First topic for us today is the most underrated side characters in anime.
Also known as support characters, but don't take anything Animax says as gospel. He's usually wrong.
Except when I'm right, which is most of the time. So what we're gonna do now is we
Good
each
recovery
picked,
there.
we each picked a few characters that we feel are support characters who are terribly and tragically underrated. So who wants to start? You want me to start? I'll start. Moomin Rider from One Punch Man.
Did you see how he offered us to start and then he convinced himself that he would start?
Yeah, that was just an
generous
illusion.
host.
It was an illusion
Yeah.
because I don't want anyone else to take Moomin Rider, the true hero of One Punch Man.
All right,
Tends
so
to be
tell
the
us
only hero.
why.
All right, tell us why he's essential. What's going on?
Yeah, so in One Punch Man, we have all these great heroes with all these amazing powers, right? And they're all super OP, especially, of course, Saitama, the hero. But there is one hero who stands above all the others. He puts on his helmet every day. He rides his bicycle. And he goes without any superpowers or extra strength or whatever. He goes and he fights crime, risks his life. You know, he can't punch a planet or a moon away. He risks his life every day, even in the rain. Sometimes he drives his bike in the rain.
So I'm going to stop you right there when you said he had no superpowers. This guy can cycle while standing, okay? He calls this technique stand-up cycling. And you dare have the audacity to claim he has no powers.
I stand corrected. Thank you, Nux, for pointing out my obvious error, but it still goes to show that Moomin Rider is the true hero of One Punch Man. Am I wrong?
I personally love his character, but I just want to say real quick, all he had to do was 100 squats, 100 push-ups, and a 10-kilometer run, and he could be Saitama. He clearly does not want it enough.
I think all he's doing, he's cheating by using the bike. If he didn't use that bike, he'd literally be Saitama. So
the thing about One Punch Man that I so love is that really the way everyone develops powers is that it's totally based off their own personal mentality. Like, for example, the crab monster in episode 1, like he was that rich businessman guy always eating crab and fancy seafood stuff, and he became a crab monster, just like Saitama, the guy who wanted to become the strongest hero. So it was just 100 push-ups and 100 squats that made him the strongest hero.
Well,
So Moomin Rider dreamed of
ahead.
bicycles. That mad lad.
I was going to say, clearly Moomin Rider does not want it enough.
Exactly. So
No, but-
Animac, tell us, why do you like him?
The thing is, like you guys just said, he's basically Saitama, but bonus, he has a bicycle. So I'm kind of outraged that he doesn't get way more attention in the entire show.
To be fair, biking is faster than walking for most people.
he served his purpose. He's like just your general everyday human, showing his normal power levels. And then he did get everyone rallied when he fought that one strong, overpowering dude that was beating up all the other strong heroes, and he was still trying to fight and gave people hope again. And then Saitama showed up.
Yeah, he should have been able to take down that Sea King monster. I was upset personally. I thought the power scaling was off on that fight.
Power skill.
I do think he's a great character, though. It just shows that you don't need all these crazy superpowers to make a difference.
Yeah, Moomin Rider is like Deku if he didn't inherit a super OP quirk. If he just got on his bicycle every day and he pedaled to victory.
Important difference, though.
There already is a Deku if he didn't meet All Might thing. That's My Hero Academia Vigilantes kind of thing. It's exactly what that's about.
That
Noble,
sounds 10 times
no
better.
one has read the Vigilantes, man.
It's okay. it's okay. It's the best way I can put it.
Well, I don't know. I think Moomin Rider has one thing over Deku, and when he cries, it's tears of manliness.
That's
when
true.
Deku cries, I can't say the same.
Well,
I think
Nux,
one of-
I don't want you to not be the best a man can be. So,
Okay.
try
well,
not to
It's
enforce
Gillette
this
Razor,
idea of
fuck it up.
toxic masculinity, please. It's okay for men to cry.
I think one of my favorite parts of Moomin Rider's thing and of One Punch Man is that one very short scene where he saves a cat out of a tree. I'm not misremembering this, right? I feel like there's this very short scene where he goes and he literally saves a cat out of a tree. He's helping the random locals with just very casual stuff. I don't know. There's something so pleasant about having that happen in the middle of such a high action show.
I totally agree. Having being that I'm an anime connoisseur and I've watched One Punch Man one too many times. Some may
One
say.
punch too many times.
Oh.
Whoa.
In episode 2, I believe it was, where Genos is in Saitama's apartment, trying to get taught, and Saitama's he just heard about the hero exam. So he looks at the television thinking, hey, I should join the hero exam. And you see Moomin Rider with a crowd around him, taking so much praise. And he's like, no, I did it for the people. And it's Moomin Rider.
Because he's a true hero. He's a
good
true
man.
hero.
Truly the best men can be.
That's true.
Wait, didn't he get the credit for beating up that monster rather than Saitama? Now that I think
As
about
he
it?
should have.
Yeah.
Saitama took his goal there, and Saitama's gonna get the credit.
Moomin was like 30 seconds from destroying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
only needed to do like 1 or 2 more bicycle crashes, and that would have been it.
obviously, Moomin Rider weakened him severely, and
true.
he just allowed Saitama to come in there and get the glory. But let's respect the Moomin.
Well, I'm glad that we memed for the last 5 minutes instead of talked about why he's actually a good character. Are we moving on?
No, but I think that is why he's a good character. He's like an average, everyday guy who just tries really hard. I respect that.
And it teaches you an important lesson that if you're an average, everyday guy and you try really hard, you're still gonna get wrecked by everyone. Very cool. Very cool, AnimeUproar. Very cool.
No, but hey, still respect. He gets up every day, he gets on his bike, and he does what needs to be done. By the way, a lot of people in the chat, because we have a chat here, we're obviously live on Twitch, a bunch of people are saying that Joe Bros, some of the support characters in JoJo are underrated, but I wouldn't say so. I think we all respect the JoJo support guys.
Well, I respect the JoJo support guys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of them are pretty loved.
Yeah.
I know. The only truly underrated character in JoJo's, Nux, do you know who?
Please don't say Kira's wife.
Kira's wife!
Damn it! I think Kira is one of the best characters ever.
What a beautiful woman.
But not underrated. I think
Shinobu, I believe her name is. Shinobu.
Everyone rates him highly, as he should be rated. Kira was epic. All right. Are we moving on?
Sure. If no one else has anything to say about Moomin Rider, I open the floor to you, wonderful gentlemen.
All right. I vote hiding in public goes next.
All right.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Well, mine is a character I think is underrated in FMA, particularly because I never hear hardly anything positive said about this character. And I even heard in a conversation in the past week that somebody dropped Brotherhood when this character was introduced just because of how much they didn't like them. So I think that sets it as fair grounds for being underrated. Mei Cheng in Brotherhood.
I love Mei Cheng.
She gets a lot of shit. Like, a lot of people really don't like her. And I feel like she has like a really important role in the story in a way that a lot of people don't necessarily realize. Like, she doesn't really get the spotlight, but yeah.
Hey, she was a lolly. Didn't even notice that until right now.
I was to say, can you argue for like what's cool about her? Because I feel like I don't dislike her, but I don't like her. 'Cause I feel like I don't know anything about her.
Okay.
She has a pet lolly, Kung Fu Panda.
She has a special type of Eastern alchemy that makes it so she can, instead of just immediately messing with her surroundings, she can basically draw power from things far away from her and cause things to happen. So like in the show, the people who hadn't seen the truth obviously have to draw alchemy circles. And so they draw it like on their hand, for like Roy Mustang, and then draw it on the ground for most everyone else. But Mei Cheng, having this Eastern type of alchemy, the alkahestry, she's able to do things from a distance, meaning that she has a lot more like projectile traps, sneak attack, stuff like that. There's one part in the snow area where they're luring in, staying pretty clear, spoilers here. There's one part when they're in this like snowy area and they're luring in one of the bad people. And Mei Cheng has set up a bunch of remote destination mines that explode only when the bad guy's on top of them. It's like badass stuff like that, I feel like, which is super unique only to her character. And I mean, yeah, I feel like it gets overlooked a lot.
Well, I personally thought she was overshadowed by Ling. Greed Ling is my favorite character in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh yeah, Ling's
Both
awesome.
Greeds are my favorite characters in Full Metal Alchemist. Like Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal.
The fusion of Greed and Ling in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, as it's correctly pronounced, as we all should know.
Yeah, I'll just read the original full.
Let me stop you right there. It's Hagane no Renken de shit.
Like Greed
Yeah.
is just the best sin in general to have. It's the best one.
I
want it all, boy. I want it all.
On next episode of Rant Cafe, discussing which of the 7 deadly sins. Okay, never mind.
You already discuss 7 deadly sins all the time. Just a different one.
Hey, different type of 7 deadly sins.
The 7 deadly homunculi.
Mm.
But guys, so In terms of spoilers, just so you know, we try to stay away from them, especially manga spoilers, but anime is usually fair game, and if an anime is like 10 years old, then, sometimes there might be some spoilers, but that's just the nature of the beast. We can't discuss it without getting into the story.
And if we have a topic called like best endings in anime, yeah, it may have slight spoilers.
Yes, correct. In terms of Mei, I think she's a cool character. I don't mind her. Maybe she's underrated, but she's not one of my favorites, certainly. But she is Alphonse's waifu, so I respect that.
Alphonse's waifu's a lolly.
And yeah, the miniature panda that knows kung fu is a cool pet. I'll definitely agree to that.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, when you started talking about Mei Chang, I was sure you were gonna say that the panda was the underrated character.
Yeah, man. Panda, bro.
I will say that's a gag that is just driven into the ground through the series.
We need that panda.
Cat? Have you seen this cat?
Yeah, that
doesn't even look like a cat.
And we need that panda to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Jablinski.
Jack Black is the best YouTuber of 2019, confirmed.
Most underrated Full Metal Alchemist character.
I agree.
All right. Well,
Are we jumping into someone else?
So.
all right.
Who
Go
are we
for
thinking next?
I'm thinking
Me?
Lord Brigo.
Oh,
Oh my God.
okay. I think it's time, boys. I think it's
Oh
time.
man, my body is ready.
So, I, as it's known, I like to make fun of Naruto characters quite often.
What? How could you?
Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke, potentially the worst trio in all of anime. Prove me wrong. But
Whoa.
their dynamic is the worst fucking dynamic I've ever seen.
Are you out of your mind? Do you
Dude.
realize that it's basically a thematic reincarnation of Kakashi, Obito, and Rin, and how it's thematically driven home into the series? But yeah.
Does that make it better?
Yeah.
Just because something deep doesn't mean it's good. Nux.
Lord
I think
Brigo
I'm talking about
101.
AnimeUproar here.
Don't bring me into this mess.
Look, they're by no means my favorite group of protagonists in anime, but I wouldn't say I hate them.
So I guess, before I get into my underrated character from that series, I just want to say the reason why I hate the trio is because Sasuke, whatever, edgy little guy, leaves, justified why he was edgy. His entire clan got slaughtered. He wanted his revenge, whatever. But then he acts like an asshole, and Sakura's still like, "I love you," and Naruto, like basically Sakura and Naruto still want to suck his dick.
The best men can be.
But anyway, that's a stupid side note. To get into my underrated character, I think the way that Naruto originally started off, I saw it as this underdog story. Naruto was going to be the person who was segregated from the village, who wasn't very good, but would work super hard to achieve his goals. But then it turned out he was the chosen one with the nine-tailed fox, and he uses it in every fight and just kind of, nine-tailed fox attack, and does nothing himself. So going forward, the hero of the story is Rock Lee.
Oh, hell
Broccoli?
yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Broccoli, yes.
Oh, broccoli.
So the thing is, like 10 minutes before we started this thing, Briggs says, "Oh yeah, I'm going with Rock Lee," and I'm like, "Damn it!" That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, and basically, I do think a lot of people love him, especially for his fight against Gaara. But I think it goes so much further than that. My love for this character, I think his dynamic with Neji is great, and I think honestly it's a better dynamic than what Naruto and Sasuke have. It's similar, but I feel like I prefer that dynamic much more. But also, yeah, someone just said like, how's he underrated? I don't think he's underrated, but I think he's potentially could have been a better main character than Naruto himself. He was the person born unable to do ninjutsu or genjutsu, destined to fail, but worked his ass off to succeed. It was the underdog story we really wanted. Yeah, I think he's underrated. What do you guys think?
I would say he was more underrated by the author, by the fact that they got rid of him, like
He didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
In the later parts.
More underrated by the author than even the fan base. I think he's generally liked. I don't think he's liked as much as I actually love him.
Yeah.
I think the same thing for me, because he's my favorite character. Meanwhile, like I think a lot of people prefer other characters, but he's by far him and Shikamaru are by far my favorite characters in the series.
Yo, Lee dropping the training weights when he was fighting Gaara. Like this character that everyone considered completely useless. And he's fighting the guy that, the Kazekage could not, well, whatever, I guess that's debatable, couldn't kill Gaara. And Lee is fighting him and then drops his weight. The look on Neji's face was priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the whole mentality that's supported by it. I think it's similar to the Moomin Rider deal. It's just like that whole like dedication, like I have a goal, I have a thing that I want to do, and I will try harder than anybody else to make sure I can achieve it. Like that's such a like respectable mentality in a character. It's hard not to like him.
Exactly. I feel like I find him much more relatable than Naruto, mainly because something like I didn't notice it as much on my first watch through, but when I did go back to watch it later on, I just noticed every single fight, his eyeballs fucking change, and you see the chakra around him change color, clearly relying on the nine-tailed fox. Otherwise, he would fucking get his ass kicked for it. He'd be dead. He would literally have been dead, guaranteed. While not Neji, oh my god, Lee pushes himself to the limit and achieves what everyone else thought was impossible. Truly the main character of the series. Should have been.
Just don't bring up Deji and KSI in this.
It's a different beef.
Lol.
So it sounds like here everyone agrees that Rock Lee is a underrated, cool character. So not a lot of controversy. This is the Rant Cafe. We argue often, but this time it seems like we've been solid so far. But that's why I'm gonna hand this off to Lost Pause.
Oh, it's my turn now? Oh, okay. Which one should I go with first here?
Preferably
I
something
think,
that's gonna make us argue.
I think the one that I want to discuss is Sue from Monster Musume. She basically, every time the main character got into some serious actual fucking trouble, Sue the Slime fucking bailed his ass out time and time again.
Let's be honest, she's also living lube.
Living lube, yeah. Like every time like he's about to get seriously like ganged up by the girls, Sue comes in, takes them all out. Every time like Big Plant Lady is about to fucking kill him, Sue becomes a giant fucking monster and takes her ass out. Like every single time, like he's about to get seriously fucked, Sue is what helped him out time and time again. Like I don't know how to explain it, and yet for some
truly reliable waifu.
Yeah, for some reason he just like kind of cast her aside like time and time again. It's like, oh, it's just Sue, like come on.
Yeah, this is probably a bad time for me to bring out that I never ended up finishing Monster Musume.
Okay.
All right, well, I guess hashtag me too.
Was Sue like the jelly?
Nux,
Yeah,
is that the best a man can get?
Sue was a
Nux?
kind soul.
Yeah, I think
God.
the reason why she was looked down upon is because there was other waifus that were hotter. I think that's what it came down to. Even though she was just the kind soul that came in clutch.
Yeah, it mainly focused on Mia and the horse waifu.
Exactly. I'm just a schnick girl type of guy.
Horse waifu, basically just like donkey version of Darkness from Konosuba.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is true, actually. The
Rant
design isn't
Cafe.
even that far off.
Rant Cafe, the place where horse waifus are a common topic.
Horse waifus.
By the way,
I really thought about that. Like, you ever really think about that? Like, with most half anime, half like anything waifus that you see, they've still got like human female genitals. But that's not the case with the horse. I can't get behind that. I don't understand that too.
Yeah,
You can't get behind it.
I literally can't.
They kick hard, I'll warn you.
That's a yikes.
That's definitely a yikes. So for me, unless you have anything more to say about Sue.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
So for me, I really wanted to talk about the worm from Hunter x Hunter.
What?
You know, in Hunter x Hunter, there's that one worm character that fights Uvogin and gets killed in like 3 seconds.
God, I
So
don't even remember it, and I watched all of Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah,
What are you
148
even talking
episodes.
about?
Okay, well, you're not missing much. Worm guy is basically a Rant Cafe meme because whenever someone's trying to describe something that I just can't picture, I always just immediately picture the worm guy from Hunter x Hunter,
Oh my god, this guy.
which is dangerous. Not gonna lie,
This
got
guy
me
is
into
so
big
fun.
trouble.
So
Yeah,
how is
so-
he underrated?
If this is your first time listening to Rant Cafe and you want to actually catch up on all the crazy NuxTaku inside jokes, you can check out the Rant Cafe YouTube channel. But yeah, I think Nux, the chat has a suggestion for you that if you don't bring up, a lot of
I
people
know
are gonna be
everyone
upset.
wants me to say Lord Twigo, but Lord Twigo at this point, I don't think he's. I don't
No.
know. Underrated isn't a powerful enough term to describe how much people miss what goes on with Lord Twigo.
No, I know.
I mean, look-
It's a different stream. It's a different.
It's a different discussion.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it within just an hour. It's not worth it. So I guess since Brig stole my Rock Lee, I want to say Marilio Leona from Black Clover, because I think that people say Noelle is best girl. Our chat was going crazy saying that Charmy is queen, but Marilio Leona is probably my favorite female shonen character ever.
But to be fair, Nux,
Which one is she?
she's in the manga.
manga.
But to be fair, I've never met anyone who didn't like her.
Is she the captain?
She is sort of the captain, yeah.
Like of a different.
Yeah, we would have to get into spoilers. But the point is, she is a Vermilion, so she's the sister of Fugolion.
Fuegoleon, the older sister.
Yeah, I know who
And-
you're talking about. She's cool.
Also, she's not. Well, you stole my Rock Lee. I had to come up with something on the fly.
Well, here, how about this? I saw someone in the chat saying Endeavor from My Hero Academia.
I don't want to open that can of worms. He is not the best men could be. Fine. So as far as other underrated Naruto characters, I'd say Deidara is my take on the most underrated Naruto character.
Art
Because-
is an explosion.
Because fart is an explosion indeed. Now, the thing is with Lee, he's widely liked. Whereas Deidara, I don't feel like he gets any shine. Even though as far as Naruto villains go, he's probably my third favorite in the whole series.
Really, what's
he's-
your favorite?
He's third favorite.
Oh, okay. Why? Elaborate.
I'm trying. So the thing is, when the Akatsuki's introduced in the beginning of Shippuden, I mean, it's introduced in Naruto, but we don't really get to start learning about it until Shippuden. It's like this super evil organization where, they're all in the shadows standing on these creepy statues, Mesnaji Hore, with really creepy music. It's like, you don't want to get near these guys. They're all edgelords. We know that. But then you get introduced to Deidara, who's like this spunky, lighthearted guy doing his own thing. He has this one robotic eye because he has a bit of a thing against the Sharingan because Itachi pretty much humiliated him the first time they met. But as far as Deidara, he's loud and he's happy and he's excited because art is an explosion and he's chasing his dreams. It's something you don't really see in villains, chasing their dreams. And I'm just a huge fan of Deidara, and I felt like he gave a lot of depth to the entirety of the Akatsuki, and I think that he should have absolutely annihilated the living hell out of Sasuke.
But what about Toby? Toby is a great character.
Yeah,
Toby Turner? Oh yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't obvious at all for the people that didn't know. If you say Toby twice, it's Toby. Get it? Because Obito is Toby. Toby.
Oh my god. Mind
Toby.
explosion.
Yeah, pretty mind-blowing.
I know all
No one
these
saw that one.
spoilers, Nux. Come on now.
Hey, you mentioned if it's an anime 10 years ago, we could talk about it.
I mean, fair enough.
is-
Naruto, everyone knows it. I just want to say that someone called Rock Lee in this B donated $3 to show support and love for all the
Yummy.
support and love that Rock Lee's been getting. So cool. Thank you.
Very cool.
I think the reason why this is a lot more civil is because we're all presenting good characters. Our brackets always have good characters, but we are forced to pin them against each other in an epic victory royale tournament. So I would like to pose this to the chat. You could feel free to spam whoever you think suggested the best underrated character, and do you guys want to debate who suggested the best underrated character here? Or
I mean,
do we want to go into a second round?
It's obviously Moomin Rider.
I vote second round.
Second round, really? Okay, but I'll still like to hear from the chat. Even though I think hiding took it all. I haven't thought of a second character also.
I thought of one real one and one provocative one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like a sexy
All right,
one.
so is it provocative?
No, not like that.
Is it Megumin?
No.
Tragically underrated character. Whoever thinks she isn't best girl is just tragically mistaken.
Yeah, we'll save Megumin for the most overrated support character stream.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so down for that. That would be amazing. An amazing stream. Sasuke and Todoroki.
Oh my god.
I'm so excited.
So, for my second choice, I'm picking Shoto Todoroki as underrated.
Underrated. Get the fuck out. Doesn't even qualify.
Everyone except
Get
for me
out.
wants to suck his dick.
Get out.
Yeah, that's true.
I won't
think-
allow that. I will not allow that choice.
Look, I like Todoroki, but underrated, bro.
That's
No,
not
I know it's true. I'm just trying to anger Briggs because he doesn't appreciate the greatness that is Shoto Todoroki.
I mean,
There's
I
nothing to
think-
appreciate.
out of all the cosplays that I've seen, Todoroki is the number one cosplay.
Well, he looks
Yeah,
cool. I think his
everywhere.
character design is cool. I just don't like his character.
All right, a discussion for another time. Todoroki's awesome.
Oh, I can't
Alright.
wait. Next
Well-
stream, guys, potentially most overrated support characters. I'm
Of
excited.
course.
Potentially. All right, Animac, take it away.
You want me to go another one?
Would you like me to?
If you have one, go ahead.
All right. Waver Velvet from Fate Zero.
I know nothing of Fate.
Well, does anyone else?
I'm
Who
in the
is
same
Can
who,
you
boat.
who
repeat
is
the
that?
name?
I know I've seen Fate Zero, but name doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, first of all, can you all please watch Fate Zero? It's like one of the best anime ever, like legit.
I've
I
watched it
have,
like
and
4
it's- but
times,
it's
and
been a
I still
while.
haven't heard the name that you said.
Waver Velvet, the Master of Rider.
Okay, yeah, Alexander's master, right?
Yes, that is Rider. Iskander.
Yeah, I thought
So-
that guy was cool, kind of a grounding character.
I thought he was a little bitch. What did you like about him?
Wasn't a
I
big-
liked everything about him, okay? But first of all, let's just point out that as far as Fate Zero goes, there are a lot of great characters. Even though it's only 25 episodes, making a top 10 character list would actually be hard to leave some characters out. But I think everyone agrees that Kiritsugu, Rider, Gilgamesh, Saber, like these characters were considered very popular characters. But I thought that Waver Velvet, the Master of Rider, who was a little bitch in the beginning of the anime, but by the end of the anime became a weathered warrior. Not really, but sort of. He had no idea what he was getting into when he started the tournament, the big battle royale. Yeah, Fate Zero is not Fortnite for those of you who are unaware, but he steals Caneth, the Master of Lancer. He steals his ancient artifact because he was pissed at him, and he ended up getting Ryder, one of the most powerful servants, who, you know, he's a total beast, and I think everyone likes him if you've seen Fate Zero. He's basically the epitome of the character Noble would love.
He is the most charismatic character I've ever seen.
He's the most charismatic character ever. And Waver is the complete opposite. He basically joined this tournament either like a cross between trying to spite someone who looked down upon him for not being from like a noble house, and because, you know, he wanted some fame and glory, wanted some bitches, people to look up to him, because no one did, because he had no fame and glory. And Ryder had a completely different idealistic approach. And what I loved about the series is that by the end of the war, Waver completely adopted Ryder's philosophy. And it was shown clearly how it gradually went throughout the series.
Yeah, I
Like
actually
When Waver said to Ryder, like, I'm going to do this for fame and glory, Ryder's like, you want fame and glory? Maybe you should wish for growing an extra 30 centimeters. Like, that was, I don't know. And he basically
Yeah, I
became an
remember that as
amazing
well.
character.
I was about to say that he did start off as like a little bitch, but then by the end he does change. I kind of forgot about that. I think that's actually a great pick because we all tend to like the masters, right? Like Ryder,
You mean the
Alexander the
servants?
Great, Gilgamesh, right? But I think he's one of the better users.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Waver, even though, again, he's probably my 5th favorite character in Fate Zero. And it's not just growing from, oh, he was a bitch and now he's less of a bitch. No, he's still a bitch. But it's a completely different ideological approach to life. And I really liked how his character developed.
Fair points. Also, thank you to Sinful for donating $3. Appreciate that. Who else wants to go? I have nothing to argue with you about this on Nux. I think it's a cool character, and I appreciated Fate Zero. If anything, I wish Iskander or Alexander was even more prominent in that show myself.
All right, so do I keep picking more characters, or
Well,
does anyone else have...
Well, Hiding has a provocative one that I want to hear.
Oh yeah, let's hear that.
Oh. All right. I'm sure AnimeUproar will appreciate this. Animac. So I'm gonna choose as my provocative pick, less serious, Yusuke Yoshino from After Story. And I pick him because he gets like 2 episodes worth of screen time, and he's the only character worth watching in the entire show.
I love you.
I mean,
I love how people are realizing that Rant Cafe is basically everyone bags on Animac. And it's great.
Well, yeah, because when you're at the top, everyone's trying to, hit you below the belt. That's how it goes. But I agree with the choice. Great character. I don't agree with the stupid statement that Clannad After Story doesn't have a lot of great characters, because it does. Hiding in public. Thank you very much. But yeah, good choice. I think that's a great character.
Yeah, no.
I actually thought of another great character. Oh my god.
He genuinely never gets talked about. It's a super big bummer.
Yeah, he gets talked about so little. I don't even know who he is.
So what
Talking about-
I don't
He's
know
the
either.
electrician guy, if you're wondering. He's the electrician.
Well, the only reason why I know that is because you mentioned it on our last stream.
Yeah, because it's the only good thing I have to say about After Story.
Well, yikes. I'm going to go with the one. I guess it's a bit controversial of a character, but I guess it's kind of underrated. But I think Goblin Slayer, the character, is a phenomenal character.
He's not a side character though.
Yeah, he's not a support character. He's a main character.
Well, scratch that. I forgot about that part. Oh,
That gasp was all the SJWs screaming.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the Goblin side character at all, please.
yeah, because he also hates the rapists in that show. So, hey.
He went through a lot. He has a traumatic childhood. It shapes him. There's a lot to be said about Goblin Slayer. 100%. I agree with you there, Nux. And I think most people that do give the show a chance and actually appreciate it also understand those aspects of Goblin Slayer and why he is such an interesting character. But, no one compares to Cowgirl, the best waifu.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, man.
Cowgirl is the redhead.
That's your choice? Cowgirl?
Who is this cowgirl you speak of?
The redhead in Goblin Slayer.
Yeah, short hair,
Ah, big boobs.
big
She trips
titties.
on them sometimes.
Pretty much the only attribute about her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
really isn't much to her character.
I'm with you.
She's such a nice, loving childhood friend, and she wants to stay there and risk her life to be there for Goblin Slayer. Like, don't, guys, don't. This is Margaret all over again. By the way, another grossly
Margaret's trash.
She
grossly
was being dumb, though.
underrated character.
You realize that, right? Like it's like, like I'm gonna defend this thing. You should leave since you can't fight. I'm gonna stay anyway and die.
Okay, Briggs. This is again like
K
Margaret.
Briggs is Animac's go-to defense.
Like I agree with the whole last episode where all of them went to defend the house. But if someone's like about to attack right outside your house and they say, "Hey, you should probably leave," no, I'm gonna stay and die.
Well, the point of that is that Goblin Slayer keeps pushing his limits too far, and he's on the brink of death over and over again. And she knows that if she leaves him alone, he will end up dying. So she says, I would rather die with you than leave you to die. You've protected me for so long. You've been here for me for so long. And then eventually, because of her attitude, he ends up listening to her and getting a bunch of people to help him. And that's the only reason they end up winning. So yes, I accept your apology for underrating Cowgirl.
Well, he should. So I'm gonna say that Goblin Slayer is stupid as well because he should have just done that from the beginning.
Yeah, Goblin Slayer has mental issues though.
Yeah, he is kind of autistic. Yeah, like literally.
Yeah, he's got his problems.
Well, he has like he's traumatized by.
So Noble, do you have any other characters you would like to argue for?
I mean, I was gonna say Nagato from Haruhi, but she's still not quite underrated. I feel. I mean, back in the day, she was pretty popular.
Well, actually, I don't think there's anything special about her. So for me, I guess what you're saying would be right.
Anime.
What
the hell are you smoking, man? She's the best character in Haruhi Suzumiya, hands down.
She's a completely personality-less character. Why is she interesting at all?
She's a literal robot. Of course she has a more mundane personality.
Yeah, and that's not interesting to me.
Yo, did you see the Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya movie?
Yes, I did.
So wonderful.
It was an amazing movie.
How can you not like Nagato?
I'm not saying I don't like her completely, but I don't like her. I guess I like her more than the guy, the Esper, but everyone else in the main cast I prefer to her.
To say that she doesn't have a personality just means you weren't paying attention.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Endless 8, those 8 episodes of Hell were all for her.
Well, maybe that's why I kind of secretly hate her now.
Yeah. Someone else has PTSD from watching anime. And it's Animax, sitting through 8 episodes.
To be honest, I saw like the first 2 and I was like, no, I can't do it.
Oh, it's so good though.
You sat through all 8?
She's probably the most powerful, in terms of fighting, she's the most powerful person in the entire Suzumiya franchise, at least in the main cast.
Haruhi Suzumiya, who's basically God.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like a fighting sense. Like Haruhi wouldn't even fight. She'd just unconsciously blip them out of existence.
Wait, hiding in public. Tell me this, man. Did you really sit through all 8 Endless 8 episodes?
I've done it twice.
No, you did not.
God.
Once when I was much younger, when I was like around 12, 13, really first getting into it, my cousin introduced me to like Haruhi and Lucky Star and stuff. It was like around 2008, 2009, you know, so it was around that kind of era and hype. So like I had to watch the classics, and then last year I went back and rewatched all of Haruhi.
So I watched episode 1, 2, 7, and 8.
That's more preferable, to be honest.
I haven't watched Haruhi.
That's so good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's no Bunny Girl Senpai, but you know.
Jesus.
I would say they're on the same level. Although the first arc of Bunny Girl Senpai is probably better than.
The first arc of Bunny Girl Senpai is one of my favorite romance arcs in all of anime.
100%, yeah.
So on that note, I will not watch Haruhi.
No. Haruhi is, I don't know. I totally, ew, that's so weird. So I do like Bunny Girl, obviously. I made like more videos on that than I have on most other series. But I don't know. I feel like Haruhi literally like defined what a good modern show would look like.
Yeah,
like if you look at the,
I would never judge a show like this is good because it defines future shows.
Okay, then on its own merits, I also think like it's amazing. It's like in terms of the like sarcastic, like witty, like character that you now see like all over the place. I feel like few shows and series have done it as well as Kyon from Haruhi. Even the dub actor isn't complete garbage.
Love
Kyon is great.
The dub is great.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, the dub was fantastic in Haruhi.
And like I especially like here's something that I'd say Haruhi steps higher than other shows. I know we're on a tangent, but
wait, hold on. You're gonna say that Kyo was a more exciting and fun character than the main character, Bunny Girl Senpai?
I think that he is a more dynamic and well-written character than most other characters the similar type. I am inclined to say Killen is
Nice way
probably
to
better.
answer the
than
question
Sakta.
without answering the question.
I am inclined to say Killen is probably better written than Sakta, but at the same time, I really enjoy Sakta's character. I might like Sakta more, just because he's more of a like blunt asshole.
Yeah.
Killen is more smirking to himself from the sidelines, and Sakta is more proactive. So I guess in that sense, I like him. But something that I think Haruhi does that Bunny Girl doesn't do, and also many of its other contemporaries doesn't do, is it's not afraid to paint the character as the bad person, and not the bad person in the sense of, oh, they're such a bad character because they just have such a weakness. They always love to help other people, but they never help themselves. Not in that sense, but like actually a villain. Like the arc with the movie arc in Haruhi. I guess Haruhi's been out for like 10 years, so it's okay to say this, but in Haruhi, there's a movie arc where basically Haruhi wants to view a movie and she wants to make the acting as real possible. So she tries to get Mikuru drunk and then have one of the other people assault her, like sexually assault her for the camera. And it's like fucked. It's horrible. And Kyon basically steps in and almost slaps her in the face. Like it's a really intense, like
Was
disgusting
that on the
moment.
pier, or am I imagining that?
No, it was in like a little house area.
All right, never mind.
But it
I'm
was
imagining
super
But I do
intense.
remember the arc.
And you don't see that sort of stuff. Like I didn't see anything as viscerally like uncomfortable as that in Bunny Girl, and I didn't see that in pretty much any of the contemporaries. Like I think Haruhi was willing to go places that other shows. So on its own merits, not just because of the time period, I think that sets it above.
Yeah, and I think Haruhi actually is a really weird character in that sense because she does some very immoral and like selfish tantrum throwing things, and she has all these powers which then affect the world. So yeah, when you actually look
The best woman could be.
yeah, so Haruhi is a very complex character, I guess you could say, for a protagonist.
Oh, definitely.
If we talk about Code Geass, my meme answer would be Prince Clovis, gone too soon. But my real answer would be Valletta Nu. I think that she is a very, very interesting support character that most people don't talk about because she goes through this whole transformation from a devout, knight of the Britannian Empire. She wants to, defeat Britannia's enemies. She thinks, as the other Britannians do, she thinks that the Japanese are like a lower class of people, second, how do you say it? Second-rate citizens.
Second-rate citizens.
Yes, correct. And then she is put in
Third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
Please don't interrupt. She is put into a situation where she's knocked unconscious, loses her memory, and she is brought back to life and basically healed and taken care of by a Japanese character. And then when she doesn't have her memory, she starts basically a new life with this character and, learning all these different things. And then when she gets her memory, she realizes it's like, wow, I actually hate these people. I think they're second-rate citizens, but I just lived with this guy who's an amazing guy. And she's like conflicted, and I thought that was very cool. And it also doesn't hurt that she's extremely attractive, but definitely an underrated support character.
Yeah, I thought she was okay. I mean, I guess. My favorite support character was the Prince of Pudding, the Earl of Pudding.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think he's underrated. Everyone respects Earl.
Yeah.
Would you guys say Leorio's a little bit underrated from Hunter x Hunter?
I mean,
Compared to the other ones, I would.
Yeah, I would say.
I
But I'm
think
not
can't
the
argue
hugest
for
fan
him.
of him anyway.
Well, he was one of my favorite characters in the early series because I feel like he was a little bit weaker, but he still like worked really hard and he had his goals from the beginning. He knew what he wanted to do with his life, and I feel like I don't know, like I respected it a little bit more than trying to find my dad and like Kahlua. I don't know what was Kalua's goal.
He had no goal.
Kill the spiders. Yeah, he had a goal. He had a super big goal to kill those spiders that killed his.
No, you're thinking of Kurapika.
Oh, sorry, Kurapika.
No,
Oh,
Kurapika for sure.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Killua was to get away from his abusive family and be able to find what he wanted to do with his life without being controlled.
And he did.
He did. It was wonderful.
And he made a friend.
That's right.
Yeah, but Leorio's great because like he's wearing a suit and like holding a briefcase for this entire challenge.
He's much taller.
He is pretty damn tall, and the only reason why he was able to pass is because Killua had killed someone, so he like won by default.
That is true. Leorio kind of did get the luck of the draw in the exams.
Luck of the draw. He's the guy that lost in those. You remember in the prison challenge? And like everyone has
That's
like
the funniest part.
these ridiculous challenges, like Gon has to blow out the candle and all that. And Leorio like, all right, Leorio, for your life and death match, you will be playing rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
And of course, he lost.
Well, you gotta remember, like rock paper scissors is no fucking joke, especially Hunter x Hunter, man. With Gon's rock paper scissors thing, dude. Like his high powered attack, his best attack is rock paper scissors.
Pretty much.
Yeah, man. Some Nux, I'm sorry, but some people take rock paper scissors very seriously.
I know. I've seen No Game No Life. Great show. You should all watch it.
Yeah. By the way, thank you for the magic crystals to Sam and Ingrata.
Yummy.
Now, I was gonna say, yeah. So, Briggs, can I ask you a question? Why do you say Kahlua? Like, is this how they say his name in the dub? Because I didn't watch Hunter x Hunter in dubbed, and I'm pretty sure Kahlua is an alcoholic beverage.
That's what I was about to say.
Is it Killua or Kahlua?
It's Killua. Technically.
Killua.
All right, so it's like
I haven't heard a difference
like
yet.
you know people like kill people, so it's Killua.
Yeah, like that's how I know it.
No? Am I not saying that?
Try.
Kahlua.
No. What's happening?
Killua.
It's more of a
Focus on the kill.
Sound.
Killua.
Killua. Oh, never mind. It's all good.
Killua. All right.
The reason I ask is because I almost never watch dubs, so I don't know. Like sometimes they totally change it, so that's why I was wondering.
Sorry, I pronounce it better than some people pronounce Kurapika or Kurapika.
Oh yeah, Kurapika. I bet that's the dub.
Yeah, I think the dub is Kurapika.
Oh dear.
I would take Kurapika over Killua.
I still don't hear a difference.
Really? You don't hear the difference between and e?
Are you talking about the ending or the beginning?
The beginning, like it's the I sound. So you're saying ki, and it's ki. Do you hear the difference?
Killua. It's Killua?
Yeah, it's Killua.
Really?
Because like the actual, this is gonna sound super dorky. The actual phonetic sounds in Japanese are ki, ru, a. It's like in between an L and an R, but we say L because we don't want to sound too weeb. So it's just Killua.
So for now on, I'm going to say Kirua.
Kirua.
Killua. I am speaking proper Japanese.
Kirua.
I am master.
I'm the god of the new world.
That's how you respect Japanese culture.
Yeah, a lot of nerd weebness just happened, but you know we just roll with it. Any other?
So it's ki, not
correctly.
ke.
Manga, not manga.
Like, that is true.
Dude,
I do say manga, but I know that properly you're supposed to say anime, not anime, and I can't bring myself to say anime.
Yeah, well, I think it's so built into the phonetic culture. Like, it's weird to say. Like,
yeah, also,
anime,
whenever I talk to hiding in public, I just can't get myself to call him hiding in public.
no, it'd be hidden. It'd be
Well,
hidden.
that's his proper name. Okay.
Or Rastapaz.
So I made an entire video on Killua, and I pronounced it wrong every time. And I had so many comments, and I still had no idea what people were saying. They're like, you're pronouncing it wrong, and they try to like type it out. I'm like, you're not helping.
Dude, it's not the world, it's the world. Like,
Yes.
The
yeah. Come on now.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can
Do
tell
we
you the
want
most
to move
overrated
over-
Yugi? Sorry.
Do we want to move over to the Rant Cafe channel at this point, or do we have a couple more you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, do you guys want to talk about what we're going to do is after this stream, we're going to do an after party stream on the Rant Cafe Twitch channel. But before that, does anyone have any other underrated support characters that you absolutely have to bring up
Absolutely have to? No. I do have one more prepared, but it kind of depends if you guys have seen Monogatari, or at least the start of it.
I have seen the start of it.
I have
haven't. I have not completed it. I need to so badly.
It's hard to complete it. There's a whole lot of it. Well, one of the characters who constantly gets shit on, once again, and just there's like a cult part of the fan base whose like sole goal is to hate this specific character, and I don't know why. Is Nadeko, the snake girl. She is so crapped on for having the worst character and being the worst and blah blah blah. I think she's actually one of the more nuanced characters. I think this enters into like a funny place that people get sometimes, where they conflate a badly written character with a character they don't like. Like there can be a character who's a shitty person, but is actually amazingly well written.
Taku. I mean, what? I love it, man.
Yeah, I consider myself a pretty amazingly well written character too. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my last pick.
Fair enough.
I would
And
also
to everyone
ask
in the comments saying that Perfectly Ultimate Great Moth is underrated, you're out of your mind. It's the most overrated thing ever. It's the worst creation to ever be birthed in Japan. It's a disaster.
Oh, by the way, Game Reaper in the chat said Jericho from Seven Deadly Sins. I agree, both Jericho and Margaret are underrated, but especially by Briggs and Nux. I think you guys are probably the top offenders. Both of those
So the
are
thing is,
quality characters, dedicated to the people that they love, strong, independent. I love them.
Yeah, whatever you say. Strong, independent, useless characters. Anyway,
Oh.
Seven Deadly Sins, I think, gets a bum rap for being too lighthearted and jokey in the beginning, even though the point of the show is on the surface level to be lighthearted and jokey while having like dark themes underneath. Just like every character seems to be lighthearted and jokey until you realize they have like psychological issues. And I think pretty much the entire support cast of the Seven Deadly Sins is underrated. I think Ban is a fantastic character. I think Escanor is a fantastic character. Gother's a great character. King is a great character. Diane is absolute garbage. And so is Margaret. But, I mean, aside from those, everyone else, every support character, I think is amazing.
Well,
like Last of the Titans, Diane feels bad.
I think that
Sorry, Diane.
I think the Deanne is fine, Nux, and I think that you're right though about the characters of Seven Deadly Sins being amazing. But I already know that. Briggs knows that. You know that. We read the manga and all that stuff. So I don't think we underrate them, but you could very well be right that like the wider public underrates them. But yeah, Seven Deadly Sins is amazing in terms of bringing out a backstory, flushing out a character. It takes a while to get into it, but once they do, they really do an amazing job with it. So really like that.
Yup.
Yeah, we all praise the shit out of the Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, I just thought of an amazing underrated support character, and it is Paul from Pokemon. Because Paul from Pokemon, have any of you seen Diamond
Paul's an
Pearl?
asshole, but he's like one of the best rivals.
I'd have to ask Ashley. She's the one that watched it all.
Well, as long as he doesn't bring up
Massive
Digimon.
respect, by the way, Noble.
Yeah.
As long as Nux doesn't bring up Digimon again, I think we're good.
Yeah, so I think most of Digimon is underrated, so it's not worth it singling out one character.
The entire One Piece crew.
The entire One Piece.
So I
Including
feel like
Luffy.
the only characters that get the love, like a lot of love, are Luffy and Zoro, right? But I feel like every single character, even Nami and Robin, they all have their part and they all interact.
Wow,
and-
the two women in the crew just fuck them over like that. Wow.
Well, I'm saying they're underrated. I'm saying they're great. I think they don't get enough love.
You're saying even them, like, come on, even.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Throw me under the bus, boy.
Yeah.
Is
no.
guys?
Yeah, and it's great. And then when I was praising Seven Deadly Sins, I realized at the end the only two characters I dissed were Diane and Margaret.
Well, they're shonen at the end of the day,
Yo, but can we?
Shonen Whammon, just
Can we please be the best a man can be? Okay.
this is the worst game ever.
By the way, I
Also-
think that by the time some people might be listening to this, like years from now, they'll be like, "What are these guys talking about?" And it's this is being recorded just a few days after the Gillette ad came out, talking about toxic masculinity. So if you're wondering what we're talking about, that's what it is.
And if we're 10 years in the future, you probably see it everywhere.
Or
there was
it's
the
known as
nuclear
one of the
holocaust.
biggest
Or when the
screw-ups
Nuclear
in
hol-
ad
That's
history.
the only other option. No.
nuclear.
All right, this was a nice talk.
Yeah, thanks
Right.
everybody for
Let's
hanging
just end
out.
it off with nuking each other. All right, that's great.
Yeah, great place to end off. 10 years from now, either nuclear apocalypse or everyone is the best that they can be. We'll see what happens, everybody. I look forward
So
to
wait.
finding out.
Am I gonna go live on the Rant Cafe channel right now?
Yes, you should be.
Yeah.
Imagine
Okay, I
though,
will.
10 years from now, it's nuclear wasteland, and one guy has not heard like digital entertainment for years, and the only thing he has access to is hundreds and hundreds of Rant Cafe episodes. That's it.
That lucky bastard. He will know all about Lord Twigo and the Great Moth.
Yeah. That
Poor-
would be
poor
quite
soul.
the adventure.
Poor soul.
Yeah, I wonder if that person would be like, "Oh man, this is great," or "Oh man, I kind of see why all of this happened.
Sorry,
Why
guys,
we
it's been
ended
like
up this
1
way."
minute.
I can see it now. But okay, yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to Noble Lost Paws. Thank you to
Hello, it is I, Noble from Lost Paws. Thank
No.
you all so much.
you are
Hi,
NuxTaku.
yeah,
Thank you.
It's me.
Thank you
You
also to
know-
NuxTaku from NuxTaku.
Noble, you answer.
Hi, hey, it's me, NuxTaku. What's cracking? I mean, what?
Wow, that's a great NuxTaku impression. 10 out of
I've
10.
heard better.
I have to
Okay.
sound more nasally, but I'm sick. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm also sick. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Also, thank you, of course, to Hiding in Public, who started out as a bit of an introvert, but now that he's been on Rant Cafe a lot, he's become a new man, and we hate it.
All right, I think he wants Briggs to answer.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm just I'm setting up the stream right now. But thank you so much for having me. Yeah, words. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you also, Briggs, from All the Anime, who is right now setting up the after party. Yeah, so we're going to be doing this stream, Rant Cafe anime podcast, every week. Tune in. Keep listening. Check us out on YouTube, Rant Cafe, on Twitch, Rant Cafe, all that fun stuff. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
And stay weird, fam.